Hello and welcome to the ECON 3500 International Business Environment Capstone Project, Heckler & Koch Manufacturing Expansion. I'm Stephen Harmon and Raul Madrid is joining us. All right, when you're looking here at Heckler & Koch, also known as HK, a little background on the company. They were founded in 1949 in West Germany. This company expanded on cutting-edge German weapons designs from the closing days of World War II. In 1956, HK responded to a request to arm the new Bundeswehr, the German army. HK went with a modular design, which at the time was technologically groundbreaking. The weapon was made out of stamped and pressed steel and could easily be modified in the field by the end user. The operating mechanism itself was also groundbreaking. The weapon system employed a roller-delayed blowback operating system, essentially expanding gases when firing a round, on two rollers on the bolt to cycle the action of the firearm. The weapon was quickly adopted in the West German military as the HK-G3. This operating system was employed in several different models and calibers over the years, most famously the MP5. The MP5 is the gold standard of submachine guns, and it has been adopted officially by at least 40 nations, not to mention countless law enforcement agencies around the globe. As these roller-delayed guns started to get long in the tooth, HK did not rest on its laurels. Instead, pioneered the use of polymer-injected firearms. The HK-G36 replaced the HK-G3 in the German military in the 1990s. And as times changed, HK saw the need for a more reliable alternative to the American M16 series of weapons. The company designed and created the HK-416, which is a gas piston operated AR-15 style rifle. The rifle was quickly adopted by many of the world's Tier 1 military units. In fact, the HK-416 was the weapon system used by U.S. Navy SEALs to dispatch Osama bin Laden. Still, to this day, HK is continuing to adapt and design new weapon systems to meet the needs of users in the future. When looking at things with HK, you need to wonder about the mode of entry. Obviously, HK needs to look at it at a risk versus reward. And in this instance, licensing is the best option for HK. This approach has been done in the past with HK successfully and very profitably. Licensing also allows HK to provide foreign partners, foreign nations, militaries with technology and equipment to produce the firearms in the host licensee nation for their consumption. Licensing also allows HK to bypass current strict German and European firearms export regulations, since the firearms are not produced in Germany, though they are produced in the host licensee nation. Next, you're going to think about the company's international strategy. The overall strategy is to produce a variable range of products from handguns to militarized weapons. Drawing on the reputation that is top-notch German engineering, HK can penetrate new markets through exposure of products which are manufactured through licensing. And the objectives for the expansion are, they're going to vary. And currently, HK is looking to secure licensing contracts with either Argentina or Brazil in order to establish a corporate foothold in South American arms markets. Another objective is securing new licensing contracts and establishing relationships that will lead to repeat customers as time progresses. When looking at SWOT analysis, the strengths are that HK is a globally recognized brand with products used worldwide over 6 decades. HK does not like to speak about weaknesses. Instead, HK looks at its vulnerabilities. And currently, the only vulnerability is the high cost for such a high-quality firearm. Opportunities for HK include the ever-changing marketplace, and countries need to replace their existing legacy weapon systems that are aging. And threats to HK include international firearms regulations, tariffs, and legal costs associated with international arms markets.
Thanks, Stephen. Now we looked into the foreign trade issues that HK could deal with. Of course, There are some foreign trade issues to address. HK will need to comply with both host and licensee country regulations. Since HK is looking to delve into the South American market, it is important to understand the potential impact that corruption and crime can have on HK license expansion. Other concerns that HK can have we have to include that there can be the theft of technical data packages, in other words, intellectual property theft. This can be associated with the firearms. Another concern is the loss of quality control once HK technicians and engineers return to Germany, thereby diminishing the quality of the brand. Human resource management. HK understands that this is essential to respect the cultural differences in either of these South American countries. Emphasis will be placed on building strong relationships through a combined enthusiasm of the product and enriching the lives of host nations. How does globalization of the world economy affect your firm? Globalization will provide HK with the ability to reach untapped markets around the world. HK intends to keep and apply current rates no matter the world's current economic status. What is required for your firm to efficiently coordinate a globally dispensed production system? Well, in order to coordinate global production, HK will focus on licensing, as mentioned earlier by Stephen. The transport of raw materials from within the licensed nation, employing a stable workforce, and ensuring that the manufacturing site is placed in a location that already has an established adequate infrastructure. Another aspect to look at is the host nation's financials and GDP. By comparing the track record of Argentina against Brazil, a national benchmark can be achieved. If the financial performance and GDP analysis meet the HK standard, it will be easy to decide which country is the best for choice of licensing. And under the circumstances and the information that we have pulled, we have chosen Argentina as the host nation for the future expansion of HK. Projections for the future. HK will use its current expansion as a stepping stone and test ground for future expansion into other South American countries. There's also a potential to set up a South American HK subsidiary in the future, which can easily oversee future growth and sales in the future of HK. This will help build relationships around the world in the future and develop a bigger brand market for HK. At this time, I hope that this presentation has answered all your questions on the future expansion of HK into South American countries.